I'll supplement on the other one, the Skookum1 and the Street Professor continuing. I'd mentioned 1983 and what Bill Bennett gave away, and I got distracted by what Campbell gave away. There's so much to talk about it, what was given away and given to party favors. Party favors for the palaces in the sky. And, you know, celebrated parties in the sky as well as when their stocks go up, while people starve. Okay? We can change this country if everybody votes. But anyway, the rest of that story is, I think I've told elsewhere, but I'll rephrase it here to keep it continuous with where I am and how I put it before. During the next while, then the Coquihalla got built, you know, and we got SkyTrain because of the Ontario money and the Big Blue Machine. That's why I mentioned the Big Blue Machine, right? That's why we have SkyTrain. And Expo Lands is why the speculation market, Expo, right? But the Doman scandal is worth looking into. And it was all kind of, well, we can't prove that anything was said on those phone calls that were so many minutes apart. We can't say what there was. Well, the SEC could have, but it wasn't taken to even though American law could have applied. And I say that actually, I would still like to see the BC rail case brought up in American court as a class action by the people of British Columbia. You know, you lawyers listening to me? Because of the illegality of the case. Now, I think the Vladivostok Treaty was also illegal. I think that Harper's signing of the military agreement, which allows U.S. troops into Canada at any time, is also illegal under international law because of the nature of the way it was done. Without public discussion, without anything, right? This is not supposed to be a monarchy still. And if it is still going to be run like a monarchy, then it's not just the electrical system. I keep on calling it electrical system because here in BC, the electrical system is political, but the electoral system, right, is that we need to change. We need to look at the way the whole place is run, and that's why in BC here, I'm not going to go in the House. No, I don't want to. But we need to actually look at the structure of how the province is governed. The political geography of BC is complicated. It winds up being centralized into Victoria when it could be regionally distributed. You know, it could be a much more efficiently run place with a less centralized government and less powerful premiers. Okay, I got to go, but I wanted to finish that story. So the Doman scandal. Look into that. But it was kind of a smokescreen for Bill's brother Russell, who still had the family hardware store or whatever else they had in Kelowna, quietly buying up the Nicola Valley, and then they announced the Coquihalla. I don't know how much land was involved and how much they profited. Similar story with Gordon Campbell and the Olympic Highway 99 improvements. Him and his people bought up land all along the corridor before as the highway was getting built, whatever the timeline was. This kind of stuff got censored off Wikipedia. So that's what I can tell you about Wikipedia. They called all this material, oh, that's local stuff, it doesn't matter to the world. Oh yeah, it doesn't? To not know about the Olympics causing corruption? Okay, I've got to stop this or I'll keep on going for another hour, right? But anyway, this is Skookum1, the Street Professor, trying to stay calm about how angry I am that the young and the new people and the street people and the shelters. I walked by the modular housing, and I was going to go to some of the homes in the daytime, right? We need to do this like old style canvassing. Please go canvass people, go say, hey look, come on, we got to do this, vote. And please call the Premier, do whatever you do to contact the Premier. Get on the Premier's ass about extending it till New Year's. There's no reason for the Christian holiday of Christmas to say, oh, we're going to get it over by Christmas. No. Now that the new people need to vote, and there should be, if not printed ballots in the other language, then translations of the ballots and translations of the material. And that outreach, I hope the judge orders for fairness. All citizens have a right to vote equally and to be equally informed and not to be lied to. It would have helped if the legislation had said, you can't lie. We need that. I thought we had that in Canada. I don't know how the no side's getting away with it. So I must be that extreme, Bill Thielemann, I must be that extremist you're talking about. You know what I say, but I'm not coming from the direction you're claiming it's coming from. I'm calling you on your bullshit, right? That you're just scared of the Greens. You're just like Andrew Wilkinson, you know, and we're looking at Justin Greenwood and going, holy shit, right? So I know what you're up to. You're trying to claim that there's Nazis in BC so the NDP won't be shattered by the Green Party getting the seats they deserve. And that's not democracy, Bill. That's bullshit. It's the same as when the NDP came to Adrian Carr's first nomination meeting and tried to shut it down. and they took over. They took over Nanaimo with Timberlake. You guys have been undemocratic. You should drop the democratic from your name. Okay, I really say you should, because of all you've done. And I don't know, you know, you guys always pick, and I got nothing against the current leader, but wrong writing for him. You know, this is a province that needs somebody from here if he's a national leader. We don't have a national leader for here. I would have liked to see Nathan Cullen. I would have liked to see Corky Evans from the Kootenays as a national leader. But it's always Ontario, Quebec, Quebec. You know, and even though Nathan speaks French, I think, you know. When has the last British Columbia Prime Minister been? There were two I can think of. Other than Sir John A., who was just a parachute. He was never really here much. I don't think he was here. Always shook some hands and gave out some flowers and whatever he did while he was here, right? And then there was John Turner and Kim Campbell. And how long did they last? Like, boot them out, right? So this is the whole thing. British Columbia, we have our own destiny here, and we all know it, right? And the rest of Canada doesn't get it. I'm not going to go on about all the public issues. I just want people to vote. And I'm very, very grateful that so many of you want to vote Green. And I would be happy to see many other parties. I'd like to have about 8, so it's always a flux in government, you know? And read up on early BC. Find British Columbia from the earliest times to the present. There's like 3 authors, and sometimes they wrote together. There's a bunch of different issues. Go to historic.ca. noracine.ca. No, I'm losing it offline now. Go look for British Columbia history. Open collections at UBC. Look up the Alaska Boundary Dispute. Look at the maps. I'll be doing another video on that soon, but I wanted to get 1983 out of the way, because this is my first history lesson in the bullshit, right? And I don't remember the budgets and how much so-and-so gave Bill, and you know, but I know that it cost us billions, lots of our landscape, you know, broke all the economy of all the canyon towns in the Yale-Lillooet riding. Remember that riding? Okay, that's Fraser-Nicola now. That's still an impoverished area that's very beautiful. I have to go, okay? Thank you.